So last class we are discussing about the oxidation number rules, right? So total we have the 6 oxidation number rules. So what are those? Can anyone of you tell me? What are the 6 different oxidation rules? Or you just find out the oxidation state for this element. H2S2O7. What is the oxidation state of sulfur in this? Find out fast and tell me the answer. What is the oxidation state of sulfur? First tell me how to do this one. If you want the oxidation state of sulfur, first you have to take it as X, right? Then how many X are there? How many sulfurs are there? 2 sulfurs are there. Plus oxygen, each oxygen will show -2 charge. So 7 into -2. Plus each hydrogen will show +1. So 2 into +1. So overall it is a neutral compound. So equal to 0. So 2 plus 2x minus 14 equal to 0. 2x minus 12 equal to 0. That means x equal to +6. Understand this one? How to find the oxidation number? Any doubts in this? Anjali, Disha, and Abhinaya. Do you have any doubts in the finding of oxidation number? Then check for this. Find out the oxidation number for K2MnO4. Find out for Mn here. What is the oxidation number for K2MnO4? Find out the oxidation number of Mn in K2MnO4. What is the answer? Got the answer? Good, Disha. That's the correct answer. What about Anjali and Abhinaya? In the case of K2MnO4, we want to find the oxidation state of Mn, right? So we'll take it as a X. Then what about the K? It belongs to first group. First group means it will show +1 only. So 2 into 1 plus oxygen belongs to oxygen will always shows -2. So equal to 0. So 2 plus x minus 8 equal to 0. X minus 6 equal to 0. That means x equal to +6. So in this way, we'll find out the oxidation state of particular element in a compound. Okay. So your homework for today is First one, find the oxidation state of phosphorus in the H3PO4. Oxidation state of chromium in the K2Cr2O7. Next, oxidation of carbon in the Na2CO3. These three sums you are how to do. Okay, that is your homework for first. So today we are going to discuss the different types of redox reactions. First, what is a redox reaction? What is the meaning of redox reaction? Anyone? What is the meaning of redox reaction? It is a chemical reaction in which both oxidation and reduction will take place simultaneously. Redox reaction means what? It is a chemical reaction in which both oxidation and the reduction will take place simultaneously. Okay. This is the definition for the redox reaction. So again, we have the different types of redox reaction. In that first one, combination reaction. What is a combination reaction? What is the meaning of combination reaction? You already studied in the class 10th, right? What is the meaning of combination reaction? First, can you hear me properly? So combination reaction means what? It's a chemical reaction in which two elements will combine to form single product. Right? You already studied in the class 10th itself. It is a chemical reaction in which two elements will combine to form a single product. And the two reactants should be compulsory in the elemental form only. So this type of reactions are called as combination reactions. Compulsory these are should be in the elemental form. Okay, so all the combination reactions are the redox reactions only. That's the important point. All the combination reactions are the redox reactions. So in the combination reaction itself, we have the different types of reactions will come. So combustion reactions also comes under the combination reaction only. Combustion. What is the combustion reactions? What is the meaning of combustion reaction? It is also a chemical reaction in which the substance will react with the oxygen to produce the heat energy and the light energy. That is called as combustion reactions. So combustion reactions also comes under the combination reaction, and all the combination reactions are the redox reactions. So if you take example for the combination reaction, C plus O2 will give rise to CO2. Similarly, if you take example for the combustion reaction, CH4 plus 2O2 will produce CO2 plus 2H2O. This is a combustion reaction. Okay, so this is all about the combination reaction. The next one is a decomposition reaction. What is the meaning of decomposition reaction? It is exactly opposite of combination reaction. So in the case of decomposition reaction, only single product will decompose into the, sorry, single reactant will decompose into the two or more products. Single reactant will decompose into the two or more products. That is called the decomposition reaction. To take example, CaCO3 upon heating will produce CaO plus CO2. So this type of reactions where single product will decompose into two or, sorry, this type of reactions in which single reactant will decompose into two or more products. Like calcium carbonate upon decomposing will produce calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Similarly, if you take another example, water. Upon electrolysis of water, that means passing of electricity to the water, it will produce H2 gas as well as O2 gas. So 2H2 and the O2. So these are the decomposition reactions, but here all decomposition reactions are not combination reactions. All decomposition reactions are not combination reactions. Sorry, not redox reactions. All the decomposition reactions are not redox reactions. The third one is the displacement reaction. So what is a displacement reaction? What is the meaning of displacement reaction? It is a chemical reaction in which more reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal. More reactive metal will displace least reactive metals. And we have the reactivity series also. So what is the reactivity series here? Lithium, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, carbon, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold, platinum. So this is a complete reactivity series. As we go from left to right, the reactivity will decrease. As we go from left to right, the reactivity will decrease. That means the starting elements are the more reactive in nature. These are more reactive in nature than the last elements. If you take these elements, they are the least reactive in nature. So if you take any particular element, suppose aluminium, it can displace all the right side element present to it. It can displace all these elements. If you take aluminium, it can displace all these elements, but it cannot displace left side part of elements, because compared to aluminium, whatever the elements are there to the left side of the aluminum in the reactivity series, they are more reactive, so cannot displace these elements. So I'm telling only this with respect to the aluminium. Similarly, if you take iron, iron can displace all the elements present to the right side, but iron cannot displace all the elements present on the left side of the iron in the reactivity series. So it is a chemical reaction in which more reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Okay. So again, displacement reactions are two types. One is a metal displacement reaction and the other one is a non-metal displacement reactions. So in that first one, we'll discuss about the metal displacement reactions. So what is a metal displacement reaction? In this type of reactions, only two metal will displace each other. The more reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal. So displacement will happen between the two metals only. Suppose if you take copper sulfate and the zinc. In this case, it will form zinc sulfate and the copper. Because zinc and the copper are the two metals only, and zinc is more reactive than the copper. So copper will be replaced by the zinc. Sorry, zinc can be replaced by the copper in the copper sulfate and will form zinc sulfate and the copper separately. What is the reason here? Zinc is more reactive than copper. And also here both the metals only undergoing displacement. So this type of reactions are the metal displacement reactions. If you take another example, copper sulfate plus iron will form FeSO4 plus Cu. Here also iron is more reactive than copper and both are metals only. So iron will go and replace the copper in the copper sulfate and will form ferrous sulfate. Already studied this equation part in the class 10th itself. Copper sulfate is called as in blue vitriol, ferrous sulfate, green vitriol. Okay, this type of reactions are the metal displacement reactions. The next one is a non-metal displacement reactions. So in this case, it is a special type of displacement reaction in which a metal will displace the non-metal. Before case, what is it? A metal can displace the another metal in the case of metal displacement. But in the case of non-metal displacement reaction, a metal or a non-metal can displace the another metal. Okay, so metal can displace the non-metal from its acid, or metal can displace the non-metal from the water compound. So this type of reactions are called as in non-metal displacement reactions. Metal can displace non-metal from its compound. A metal can displace the non-metal from its compound. This type of reactions are called as in non-metal displacement reactions. Example, 2Na plus H2O will produce 2NaOH plus hydrogen gas. If you see here, sodium is a metal and the hydrogen is a non-metal. And sodium is more reactive than the hydrogen according to the reactivity series. So sodium will go and displace the hydrogen from it the compounds. So it will form NaOH as well as H2 gas. So during the non-metal displacement reaction, mostly H2 gas will be liberated. Which gas will be liberated? H2 gas will be liberated. So this type of reactions will come under the non-metal displacement reactions. Second one is the calcium plus 2H2O will produce what it will produce. What is the reaction here? Calcium plus 2H2O. Anyone? Pravalika, what is the answer?
Sir, I just joined, no, sir, and I didn't understand.
Okay, but you are there from the non-metal displacement reactions, right?
No, sir. Sir, can you explain it once again?
Okay. See, in the case of metal, what is the displacement reaction first?
Sir, I didn't listen this all, sir.
Okay, you are
At
there.
6:30 I joined, sir.
Okay, but time is still 6:25 itself.
Sorry,
Okay.
sir, it's 6:15 like that.
Okay, so displacement reaction means it is a chemical reaction in which more reactive metal will displace the least reactive metal. Clear that one? That the same definition which you
Yes.
studied in the class 10th.
Yes, sir.
So we can say which one is the more reactive, which one is the least reactive based upon the reactivity series only. Yes. So I have written the
Yes, sir.
reactivity series from left to right. The first one is the lithium, then potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, carbon, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, silver, gold, platinum. So as you go from left side to right side in the reactivity series, the metal reactivity will decrease. That means the starting elements in the reactivity series are most reactive and the last elements in the reactivity series are the least reactive. Clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then if you compare, if you take the aluminum can displace the right side complete list of elements, right? Like carbon, zinc, ferrum, lead, hydrogen, this and all. But aluminum cannot displace the left side elements in the reactivity series. Lithium, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Understanding?
Yes, yes.
Similarly, if you take iron, so iron can displace which elements? If you take iron, iron can displace which elements? Iron can displace the lead or a hydrogen or whatever the right side elements to the iron, it can displace. But iron cannot
Sir,
displace. Yeah,
sir, sorry for interrupting, but I have a doubt, sir.
yeah.
So, sir, Sunday's exam will be there, no, sir?
Okay.
So, where do we can check chemistry marks, sir?
Okay. You didn't get the marks. You can check in the directly WhatsApp itself, right? So reactivity series. So if you take left side elements, if you take ferrum, it cannot displace the left side elements, but it can displace the complete list of right side elements. Okay. So if you take examples, again the displacement reactions are two types. One is a metal displacement, the other one is a non-metal displacement reaction. In the case of metal displacement reaction, two metals will displace each other. Only metals will participate in the displacement process. So two metals will displace each other, like copper sulfate reacts with the copper sulfate reacts with the zinc. In this case, zinc is more reactive than copper, so that zinc will displace the copper from the copper sulfate and will form zinc sulfate. In second example, copper sulfate with iron. So which one is more reactive, the copper or iron? Which one is more reactive? So when you compare the copper and the iron, iron is the more reactive in nature. So iron will go and displace the copper from the copper sulfate and will form the iron sulfate solution. Okay, next one is the non-metal displacement reactions. So in this case, a metal and a non-metal will participate always, not the two metals like metal displacement reaction. In this case, a metal will be displace the non-metals from the compounds. So sodium is a metal. It is more reactive than the hydrogen. So sodium will go and displace the hydrogen from the water. So it will form sodium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas. Same case, if you take calcium, calcium reacting with the water, what are the products will be formed? In the case of calcium and water, what are the products will be formed? What is the answer? So calcium is more reactive than hydrogen, right? So calcium will displace the hydrogen from its component and will form calcium hydroxide and liberate the hydrogen gas separately. Okay, that is the products. So this is all about the non-metal displacement reactions. So non-metal displacement reactions mostly used to produce the hydrogen gas. Okay. Similarly, if you take the examples like zinc with the HCl, reaction of the metals, reaction of the zinc with acids and base will always produce H2 gas. So whenever you're reacting the zinc with the acid or the base, it will always produce a H2 gas. This is the most common method to prepare the hydrogen gas in the laboratory. Okay, this is the most common method to prepare the hydrogen gas in the laboratory. Then tell me the equation parts for these two. Zinc plus, if you take any acid like HCl, it will produce ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. This is for the acids.